morning, everybody. My name is Joe Werther, and I'm senior lecturer at Georgia Southwestern State University here. And want to talk about Chapter 21 today. The last exam, or exam number 3, or the final exam, whatever you want to call it, will be Chapter 21 and Chapter 22. And I would assume it probably will be 40 questions, probably 20 questions, or maybe 22, 23 questions from Chapter 21, and the rest 17 questions from Chapter 22. There's quite a bit of information in both of these chapters, and that's why I didn't really want to cover any other chapters, just 2 chapters for the final exam. But let's look at Chapter 21. Okay, the concept of budgeting. Okay, everybody has a budget. You should have a budget. The government has a budget. All companies have budgets. Budgeting is planning. Planning what your expenses are going to be and what your revenues are going to be, and where the money is going to come from. So budgeting is very important. You need to know the essentials of budgeting, what budgeting's about. And as I look at the beginning of the chapter, I would say everything up to page 1087, beginning on page 1082, those first 5 pages of the chapter, you need to really read those pages and zero in on everything that is in bold blue. Okay, there are a lot of definitions like budget committee and budgetary slack and participative budgeting. You'll probably get asked questions about those items in bold blue, and you need to know some about the benefits of budgeting and just what budgeting is about in general. So I would say probably 5 to 7 questions, conceptual type questions, will come from those first 5 chapters. Now, when I look at all the different budgets that make up the master budget, and by the way, you have to know when we talk about the master budget, there's 2 areas: the operating budget and the financial budget. And you will get questions asking you what budgets are contained in the operating section and what budgets are contained in the financial section. So I'll expect you to know, what those budgets are. For example, if I ask you what section the production budget is in, you'll have to tell me the operating section. Okay, so that's just an example of the kind of questions that you'll get asked concerning the 2 different areas, operating and financial, that make up the master budget. Now, as far as computational problems on the exam, you need to concentrate on the production budget, how that's put together, the purchase budget, which is actually the production budget for a merchandising company. It's the same equation. The production budget starts with sales, and the purchase budget starts with cost of goods sold. Okay, and it's either sales plus desired ending inventory minus beginning inventory equals amount to produce, or it's cost of goods sold plus desired ending inventory minus beginning inventory is amount to purchase. Okay, so you need to know those 2 budgets. You need to know the direct material and the direct labor budget. Now, those are fairly easy. Usually the direct material budget follows the production budget, and then the direct labor budget will be next. I'm not going to ask anything on the selling administrative budget or the manufacturing overhead budget. And you probably won't see anything on the income statement, the budgeted income statement, or the budgeted balance sheet. I will have questions on the cash budget. You will not have to know what the capital budget is. You just have to know that the capital budget is part of the financial section, but you don't have to know any computational questions on the capital budget. So again, let's just review the production budget, the purchase budget, the direct materials budget, the direct labor budget, the cash budget, and the last two schedules I want you to know are the cash receipt schedule and the cash disbursement schedule. Okay, those will be the last two so-called budgets that you need to know how to do analytical problems with. And there's plenty of analytical problems that I have put out in GoView, and you have the solutions for all the exercises and problems in the book. And so if I was going to start studying for the exam, I would probably look at the brief exercises in the book, and you've got the solutions for those also. And I would do the multiple choice questions, and I am around. In fact, right now it looks like I'm going to be in Americus next week, which will be, when I look at my calendar, the week of July 16th. I'll probably be in Americus in my office on campus the 17th and 18th of July. If anybody wants to get in contact with me, get in contact with me, or come and see me in my office, and I will be glad to help you. But as far as chapter 21 goes, like I said, 5 to 7 questions from the first 5 or 6 pages in the chapter. And the rest of the questions are going to be analytical type questions, problem solving type questions. And you're going to have to know now how to do a production budget, a purchase budget, a direct material and a direct labor budget, and a cash budget, and a cash receipts, and a cash disbursement schedule. You're going to have to know that material to do problems in it. So again, you can call me. My number is 216-403-3775. I'm usually available all day, and if not, I'll get back to you ASAP. This is an important exam. I'm also going to have a quiz this weekend, which will be the weekend of the 14th, I believe. Yeah, the 14th and 15th and 16th of July. I'm going to have a quiz, and the quiz will be on all the material we've covered so far on the first 2 exams. And I'll put 15 multiple choice questions out there, and those questions will come from the first 2 exams. They'll either come from the first 2 exams, or they'll come from the questions that I've already got out on GoView that you studied before you took the first 2 exams. Probably 7 questions from the first exam and 8 questions from the second exam, and they'll all be multiple choice, and you'll have a chance to pick up some points. Any points you get out of the 15 points, I will add in to your first 2 test scores, which now here's a chance to get 15 extra points and add to your 2 test scores, your first 2 exam scores. So hopefully that will help all of us going into this final exam. Now, I'll be back at the end of the week to talk about chapter 22, but please get started on chapter 21 ASAP. I have already put Wiley Plus assignment number 3 in Wiley Plus. I've loaded it. There's 3 problems there that you need to do. And again, if you didn't read the syllabus, if you do all the homework in Wiley Plus and you get all the homework correct, you possibly can get 40 extra points. Okay? And 40 points is big. When you look at your 3 exam scores, if you didn't do well on your 3 exam scores and you have the 40 extra points plus the 15 points that I'm going to give for the quiz this weekend, that's a total of 55 extra points that you can get to add to your exam scores. So please, if you haven't did well on the homework, get going on the homework and start looking at the multiple choice. Read the chapter. If you look at the multiple choice and you do the self-test questions at the end of each of these chapters, you should do better on this 3rd exam. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for our last chapter, chapter 22, summary. Thank you.